G'day folks, welcome back to the channel for episode number 2 of our Templar skater build, where we're going to continue on with Act 1. So we will go ahead and help Barnabas here with his windmill problems, his water pump problems, for which we are heading down into the sewers. Is this technically sewers? Convict's tunnel? Maybe not sewers. Anyway, we're going down here. So this guy is frozen, which means I think he's probably pretty much immune to being frozen. We'll freeze him for half a second. Probably he freezes us for longer. Alright, we're out of mana. So this is one of the problems I have found with Arcanus in general, is if you start out with a cold focus, there are some enemies that are just going to laugh at your damage. And this guy is one of them. The other one I'm expecting fairly early on is in the village of Burridge, when you have to fight for the portal there. One of the elites that jump out of it is a frozen, and also one of these two as well is frozen. But that's fine, we will burn that bridge when we get to it. For now, running through the prison dungeons. The good thing about things that aren't immune to cold is we just push that button and they die. The other bad thing about playing a low-level character is the run speed. I believe we're currently at 0 additional run speed, and it hurts a bit. Alright, I'm not going to bother killing those with the fireball. It's not a huge amount of damage. So coming downstairs here, there's often a huge pile of spiders here. Just the 4 this time. And I'm going to go in here and blow these guys up as well. I'm just waiting on the cooldown, because I like XP. Alright, there we go. So in the tunnels here we may find a totem. I'm not sure it's worth doing at this point. Totems are still a little bit scary. However, if you're playing softcore, there's obviously no reason not to try them. And even in hardcore, if you think you are, I won't say good enough, but if you think you're prepared enough, it's probably worth trying them. This one is a Forsaken Savage, yeah. I'll give it a shot, see how we go. Worst case, I may end up hitting escape and exiting, but we'll see what happens. Okay, I'm just going to clear this area because I'm going to kite down here. So I will pop the totem and pretty much instantly run. Okay, here we go. So that should take care of everything except the big rock guy. Oh, he's a charger, that's going to be wonderful. These little balls there, make sure you don't get hit by those, they hurt. He should leash around about here. Maybe not. Ah, there we go. Alright. So we can pelt him with fireballs the whole way back. Although I think he's going to turn around now because they're frozen. Yeah. That's fine. You really don't want to get hit by those. That's a shame. He was charging when he reset, so he's now faster than us. Alright, dodge the fire rock thing. Okay, totem complete. What do we get? Blueprint for Aether Resistance Potion. This is actually way better than it seems. 3 Aether Crystals and a Wrathstone is actually a decent amount, but for Aether Resistance Potions, that will be very useful later on. Alright, 3 points in the bar. We're heading towards Inferno. When we get there, we'll put 1 point in Calidor's Tempest, one in Wrath of Agravix, and then we max out Inferno. We'll see if we make it that far. I do have another one of these. Do I care though? It has cast speed on it. Yeah, I think I do care about that. How about that helmet? More armor. Just more of everything seems good. These shoulders do have a decent amount of offensive and defensive stuff, and all the rest of it is nice, but that is a very large drop in armor, so I'm not going to use that. And I will be checking for fire weapons. If I find one, I may swap that weapon out for a fire one-hander with... Oh, lovely. So he's completely immune, or Veloth is completely immune to cold. It's definitely not completely immune to getting his head beat in with a stick, though. Though I think the fireball may be quicker. Alright, so we get down to about a quarter, and then I'm going to hit a potion. Here we go. And now we wait. I will get out of that one, but I'll largely ignore the rest. You can run around and dodge all this stuff if you want, but I'm going to trust in my health bar and just blow him up. Alright. So we now have a second rare ring. This one has Aether, Cold, Pierce Resist. This is honestly not bad. I will probably put that on. Losing the energy regen on this ring is a little bit painful, but it'll be okay. Alright, Ruined Shrine. Green pants, almost certainly going to be better than what we have. Yes, they are. We can safely throw the yellows on the ground. Having said that, we are about to go back to town, so I'll actually pick these up. And speaking of town, let's go get our backpack expansion. So we vendor all this stuff. Don't think any of those are particularly better. It is worth checking the merchants for any rare items. So if you're going to find an item with a damage proc on it, it will always be a rare. Like this one has a fireball, 10% chance on attack. The initial hit from Alexa's flash freeze is a hit, and each tick of the dot also counts as a hit. So if you can stack up a few procs, fire this off, every single tick has a chance to fire off the procs. We are going to kind of abuse that with Vaya's Might when we get there, but that'll be a discussion for a little bit later. Now I'm pretty close to 12, so I'm going to talk to John Bourbon here and just get level 12. Generally I don't bother, I do this bit after I've killed the Warden, but this is a good level. Okay, Calidor's Tempest. So, this is going to be our single target. It's not going to be amazing at the moment, it's only 1 point. But the basic idea is we blow things up around us. This will do the initial hit, and then Inferno here adds a bit of lightning damage, but more importantly, adds a ton of burning damage, and also percent fire damage onto it. And then Wrath of Agravix here more or less just makes it a cooldown spell, so adds time to the cooldown so you can't spam it. It'll be cast and then it'll have a 4-second timer, but it will also almost triple the damage, so that's going to be good. However, for the moment it's kind of meh. Right, into, what is it, the Soggy Passage? Sunken Passage? I forget the name of this place. Oh, we have to save the merchant as well. So, more Slith, they're all dead. So I'm looking on the map here for the star, I don't see it by here. The merchant is not in the south. I do see him there now, which is nice. Alright, let's go find the slith up here, and we will turn them all into slithsicles, which will give us time to talk to old mate here and get him out. Alright, we are done in the Foggy Bank, so our mission now is to just head to the north here, cross this bridge, down the little path, and into the Flooded Passage. There we go. Horrible with names. Whoops, wrong button. Alright, so grab the rift and we'll continue on. There is a little side area in this flooded passage which will become important in the Trojan Skyshard playthrough. So I will cover it there, but for this playthrough we don't need to worry about it. This is going to be a little bit scary, actually. I think this is a runaway fight. We could just kite them, I guess, but... I guess we can kill them. We'll wear them down pretty quickly. We're running into bees. Alright, so these guys do vitality damage, the bugs. Let's just take all this out as much as we can. This is the one really dangerous thing about spiders, is they have that web that they throw at you. I'm just going to run away from that guy since I can't appear to do very much damage to him. He will reset and we will be on our way. Look at that XP bar jump. Always fun. Alright, let's get the rest of these guys, and... what is that one? Just a regular Savage Totem. I think we can probably do that. How are we doing for these things? 1 elixir left. I definitely should not have used that, but anyway. Here we are. Okay, just the one elite. Chaos. And he's going to go down pretty easily, although that chaos damage does definitely hurt. Alright, let's go look at the loot. Stormcaller's Circlet could be good. Adept's Gloves. All of these things, we're probably not going to make them, although they do look alright. They are kind of important, air quotes important, just so as you don't have to see them again. We don't care about that. That can go on the floor. Apprentice Tunic. That actually has a ton of health on it. And that energy regen is nice as well. We'll use that one. Red gloves are going to be better than the yellow ones, almost certainly. That's our new weapon. Pick that up and sell it, actually. Alright. And we have a level to play with. So 1 point in Wrath of Agravix and 2 points in Inferno. We are going to be maxing Inferno. As you can see there, it's now 1008 burn damage over 4 seconds. So 250 a second, every second for 4 seconds. In addition to adding a pile of lightning damage and increasing the Aether damage on the main attack. So let's see what it does now. This will have a cooldown now, but not bad for damage. That burn on it is also quite good. Can be used to get rid of these devouring swarms, which are immune to the cold damage we do. They are not immune to fire though. Okay. So we're coming up to the end here. You can see the desecrated shrine there on the map. Going to round up as many of these as I can. And then we'll blow them up in one hit. There we go. Okay, here we go. It's always so much fun. Alright, let's see if we can't hit him with this one, and now they all melt. Okay, so Desecrated Shrine, we're going to have a fight here. We have full-ish mana, so we should be good. Basically, we throw fireballs, and we use our other skills. We use Elexras, then we use Calidors, and then we spam Fire Blast in between. It's a relatively good system. We are going to put actually both of these in here. So we get some stats. Spirit and Physique are both good. The Aether Resistance is nice, but yeah, 8% is not amazing. This node and this node are the ones we want, and we will be picking those up towards the end of the act. You get 7 points in Act 1. And this is going to be another kiting fight. Don't get... I love the pathfinding in this game sometimes. Get stuck on a wall and end up eating a thing that you were trying to dodge. Okay. Next one should be the rock. Nope, that's the rock. He was calling the roof down. So, completely immune to... completely immune to the flash freeze. Most bosses are, so we will not be using it for very much longer. I think level 25 or something will be respecing out of flash freeze entirely, and we will be swapping over to Defire's Might. This particular method of killing things is incredibly slow. Oops. And I got way too close. Okay, we've got some Rampage Gloves of Attack. Decent increase in armor. And some resistances that aren't particularly impressive. This is Cold and Lightning, so we're not really interested in that. That would have been really nice to have on the Trojan's character. It may have even dropped for now. It's like been 2 days since I played that one. I may have one sitting in the inventory, I can't remember. Okay, so we have the Outskirts portal. We're off to rescue as a blacksmith as soon as I talk to Duncan here. Now you do have a bit of a decision to make in normal. If you side with Duncan and get the hammer from Angrim and you have Duncan as your blacksmith, you get some unique recipes which are basically worthless for this character. They're a pistol, I think it is. But you also get a lot more XP from the quest turn-in. It is a significant amount in normal. So what you can do, if you are so inclined, is you can side with Duncan in normal, and then in Elite and Ultimate, the quest rewards are the same, and Angrim is... I mean, he's straight up the better choice for a blacksmith. So, that is what I often do. The other side of that, though, is that Angrim is still the better blacksmith for making stuff in normal as well. But, and the XP gain is actually not a massive deal. So you can just side with Angrim. I think I am going to side with Angrim just for ease of use, because if you'd side with Duncan, you have to go from here, back to talk to Duncan, then back to town, run in the back and talk to Duncan. It's an extra step. So I'm going to side with Angrim, solely because he goes straight from here back to the Devil's Crossing and sets up his smithy there, and it saves you an extra step. Okay, next step is the Burial Hill, where we are going to get another devotion point. Now, hopefully I'll be able to just walk straight in this way. Yep, beautiful. If you can't come in here, there's another doorway sort of over this way. You can see it on the map here. Cave entrance. None of that, please. And if you come in the front way, there's a decent chance you'll have to go all the way around the bottom and loop up. But because we did have an open back door, as it were, we can just walk in and grab this. Now, formidable, where did they go? Here we go. Formidable there is one you want to look out for because it is physical resistance. And being as how our older boots don't have any movement speed and also have worse armor, we're going to swap those on and throw the yellow ones on the floor. So this is the only yellow item that we have left, and once we replace that with a green, we'll probably never use a magic item again. Oh, devotion point. We're just continuing along, so our next point will unlock Aetherfire, which honestly we'll be taking pretty much entirely just to level it up. Level 14, 3 more points in here. We just doubled our burning damage. So 1044 up to 2000, almost double. So close. But we're going straight to 12 with that particular node. And our damage over time with that will be, I wouldn't say insane, but it'll be very good. I should be able to just kill them, I guess. This Aether Warp Totem, I am going to do it as soon as we take care of these guys. And it looks like there's a couple more variables to the north there. So we'll take care of them as well. Alright. The good thing about the flash freeze is if it applies to a boss, you can walk up to the boss, flash freeze, and then hit him with the burn, and watch him melt. Not quite. I guess he had some fire resistance. Alright, so we got Willie's Razor, and we're not going to be able to pick all that up. Yes, we are. We got extra bags. Okay, checking these. These all have energy regen, which is quite nice. They all have burn damage or fire damage. But I think the ones we have are fine. With that 200 extra health, it's very nice. That is a lot of extra armor, though. I think we keep the old ones for the health. None of these weapons, I think, are improvements. This one is, but it's... Okay, let's talk about the damage per second shown on these. First thing you need to know is it's a lie, okay? Do I have... I don't have. Okay. On... This number, this green +9 damage per second if equipped line on this item, is based on your weapon attack, which means it values attack speed over casting speed. Now, our current weapon doesn't have casting speed anyway, but this sword being better, quote unquote, is entirely down to that 8% cast speed, or sorry, attack speed. So even though it says it's better, it's definitely not. Based entirely on that showing up there. So if I put this on, right, look at Electra's Flash Freeze, 243. So it does actually go up. Okay, that's interesting. I was expecting that to have no effect. I think it's because this has all damage. Let's try Kalidor's Tempest. So 992 on the top end. 952. Alright. I was wrong. This one is actually better. However, we don't have a Searing Ember to put on it, so I will put it aside for now. I was going to say this one could be better because of the Rime Fire ring there, That's going to be a cold damage ring of ice around you. Regardless of me being wrong that that weapon is better, that is how that particular plus or minus damage per second is applied. It's based on your weapon attack, and it favors attack speed. It also doesn't take into account things like plus to skills. Interrupted, I guess. The spell went on cooldown but didn't cast. Ah, it's because it's the wrong spell. Okay, that could be very bad. Okay, halfway killed myself playing with the wrong spell. Anyway, just be aware that that particular line on the examination for your weapons lies. If you mouse over this, and if you hold down control, you'll notice on the weapon I'm using, the component there is grayed out, and then this suddenly becomes better. If I had that component to put onto this weapon, then I do think it would actually be better. The difference on it, though, is not massive. You could quite easily skip it and still be relatively happy. Let's go ahead and take these guys out, just so they don't follow us up here to the rift. Okay, so this rift definitely has a zombie that's going to come out of it that will be cold resistant, which is not what I want, for sure. Let's kill these guys with fireballs. Never mind, they are fire zombies. Alright, I'm going to wait for this cooldown. I'm going to run closer. Same thing again. This next wave is where you're going to get the elites, or champions, or whatever they're called. The ones with star above their head. So you're going to have full mana. And here we go. So you definitely notice this guy is Glacier Born. Basically means he takes much less damage. Or I'm actually surprised that this applies to him. He must just be highly resistant to cold and not actually immune. Alright, we're gonna have to do some running in circles here. Apply the burn. And there we go. Did we pick up a Searing Ember? We did. This is honestly a bit of a waste of a Searing Ember, but it'll be fine, it'll be fine. Extra armor, no. These are also extra armor, but we'd lose 100 health. Our health is actually pretty healthy. No pun intended. Right, so if you come into this house right here, and click on this, you will get the cultist orders. The cultist orders are a bit of a... How do I describe this? There's costs and benefits to what you do with these. So if you take these back to town, one of the NPCs there, Doreni, will have a quest for you. You can't read them. Okay. If you talk to Doreni, he will offer you a key and information on where that key is applied. And the other option is to kill him. Now, if you kill him, then you won't have to kill him later in Act 2. Which is good because it speeds up Crunley's lair. Because you don't have to kill Doreni, he's an extra boss fight in there. And so that's good. But it means if you want to go in and talk to Salazar, and by talk I mean fight, it does mean that you will have to find a key a different way, which can lead to a bit of farming. The other thing is, you may not want to skip the Dorani fight. You may want to fight him because he gives you negative reputation with Cronley's gang. And maybe you want to fight the Cronley Nemesis. Now, without Dorani there, it's going to take you a lot longer to get that Nemesis reputation. So you may want to kind of let him go. Definitely on Ultimate, I almost always let him go because I want that extra boss for farming reputation if I need it. And if I don't need it, well, it's always a little bit of extra loot. His loot is not amazing. He is not... I don't know if I can say this for sure, but he seems like he always drops less loot than any other regular monster, if that makes sense. Regular monster with a star above their head. Regular elite. He seems to drop less loot than a normal one of those. But it isn't nothing, so it could be worth doing. Just here in this section as well, you are looking for, I can't show it because I've already clicked on them, but the chests that I was clicking on were all called weathered chests. So if you have a metal strongbox or something like that, it will not have the fabric in it. But also, not all of the weathered chests will have the fabric in it. What you can do is wait till later when you have, what's the first thing? Is it respected? Devil's Crossing? Friendly. Okay, when you have friendly, you'll be able to pick up the quest, and then you'll have stars, quest markers on the chests that have the fabric in it. And until then, you kind of just have to know which ones it is, or where the correct ones will spawn. So knowing where they are will allow you to pick them up early. That looks kind of scary. Okay, let's get close. And we put the burn on them. And then run away. Okay, here we go. I think that's all of them, yep. Let's look at our new toys. Berserker's Cowl, don't really care. Oleron's Wrath, don't care. Fury... Annihilation? It's a shield. Greaves of Insight. These are something you want to look at. So that Insight proc, 10% chance on attack, that can trigger off dot ticks, that can trigger off the initial hits. 42% increase elemental damage and plus 6 energy regeneration. That's a really good pair of boots. It does unfortunately mean we will be losing all of the physique, spirit, health, and physical resistance from our old ones, but neither of them have run speed, so we won't be keeping either of them for a particularly long time. And we may as well head back to town and flog all this to the vendors. And then we will be right back. Okay. So this is Luther Graves. We rescued him earlier. I don't think it's really worth keeping this one for much longer. I didn't have stats that I wanted. If I do end up needing an offhand, I can always come back and head back to the Whitemire, because it'll be a new session. There'll be another one there I can pick up. Right, let's go and talk to the apprentice, or get the apprentice. We are skipping Balros and Hagra for now. I will come back and kill them at a later date, if for no other reason than to get rid of the quest from over here. Alright, good. We didn't get the blockade there, so that is nice. Okay, got a bunch of zombies. No big deal. We're actually at the point, we're at an early enough point in the game where we can just hit things with a sword as well, and it'll be okay damage. Let's go ahead and blow these guys up. Unfortunately it means they're going to be wandering over, but it is what it is. Wait for the cooldown. push start, freeze everybody, burn everybody, and then run away from everybody. We can probably just kill him with the sword. Beautiful. So, Shrine cleansed. Now, I am going to check where Mystery Meat has put it. Looks like he's bound it to by his might there. Here we go, this is the Grim Tools I want. Should have had this up. I had the level 25 up so as I could see sort of where I'm going from there. He has got it on, yeah, Calidor's Tempest. So we will do the same. We'll put it on Calidor's Tempest. Honestly not sure I agree with that, but it's whatever. We're following the guide, we do what the guide says. Everybody's nice and frozen. There's level 16. So more points into the burn. Alright, let me see if I can get this to proc. There we go. That's the Aether Fire on the floor there. It's going to burn, do Aether and Fire damage, all the good stuff. Now let me show you what would have happened if we put it onto... we actually can't. Okay. It all makes sense now. You can't put it onto the Flash Freeze. That would certainly explain why he didn't do that. You just can't. This will definitely be good for single target. We should be able to face tank the Warden, which will be fun. That's something I always forget until it's too late. The the zombies that throw fire will explode when you kill them, so you do have to be careful about that. One very bad thing about damage over time builds as well is it is entirely possible that an enemy that you have killed, you're just waiting for the dots to tick down, can kill you before it actually dies. Alrighty. So we're going to stop here. I'm going to cut the video out and we'll call this the end of episode 2. So thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one and goodbye for now.